Hi everyone, you are welcome once again to Dr. Uduak's YouTube channel. Let us look at the male reproductive system. Now, before we go into that, we have to understand what the reproductive system is all about, and we have to understand the male reproductive organs. Now, the reproductive system ensures the continuation of life. The gonads are the primary reproductive organs which produce the gametes. A pair of testes produces sperm in males, and a pair of ovaries produces ovum in females. Now, the male reproductive organs consist of the primary sex organ and the accessory sex organ. Now, the testes are the primary sex organs or gonads in males. The accessory sex organs in males are the seminal vesicles, the prostate gland, the urethra, and the penis. Now, reproductive organs are generally classified into two groups, namely external genitalia, which is the genital organs, and the internal genitalia. The external genital organs in males are scrotum, the penis, and the urethra. The remaining sex organs constitute the internal genitalia. Now, the testes are the primary sex organs or gonads in males. There are two testes in almost all species. In human beings, both the testes are ovoid in shape, and they are located and suspended in a sac-like structure called the scrotum. Each testis weighs about 15 to 19 grams. The testis is made up of about 900 coil tubules called the seminiferous tubules. The seminiferous tubules actually produce the sperm. The seminiferous tubules continue as a vas efferens, which form the epididymis. It is continued as the vas deferens. The vas deferens is also called ductus deferens, or we can call it the spermatic deferens or sperm duct. From the epididymis in the scrotum, the vas deferens extends on its one side upward into abdominal cavity via the inguinal canal. The terminal portion of the vas deferens is called the ampulla. Ampulla or vas deferens joins the ducts of the seminal vesicles of the same side to form the ejaculatory duct. There are two ejaculatory ducts, each of which receives sperm from vas deferens and secretions of seminal vesicles on its own side. Both the ejaculatory ducts empty into a single urethra. Actually, ejaculatory ducts open into the prostatic part of the urethra. Now, each testis is enclosed by three coverings, which are the tunica vasculosa. The tunica vasculosa is the innermost covering. It is made up of connective tissues and it is rich in blood vessels. Number two is the tunica albuginea. The tunica albuginea is the middle covering. It is a dense fibrous capsule. The third one is the tunica vaginalis. Tunica vaginalis is formed by mesothelial cells. It is formed by the visceral and the parietal layers, which glide on one another and allow free movement of the testis. The visceral layer of the tunica vaginalis adheres to the tunica albuginea, and the parietal layer lines the inner surface of the scrotum. The anterior and lateral surfaces of the testes are covered by all the three layers. The posterior surface is covered by tunica albuginea only. Now, let us look at the parenchyma of testes. Tunica albuginea on the posterior surface of the testis is taken to form the mediastinum testis. From this, the connective tissue septa called septular testis radiates into testis and bind with tunica albuginea at various points. Because of this, testis is divided into a number of pyramidal lobules with bases directed towards the periphery and the apices towards the mediastinum. The septula do not form complete partitions, so the lobules of testis anastomose with one another at many places. Each testis has about 200 to 300 lobules. Each lobules contains 1 to 4 coil tubes known as the seminiferous tubules, which are surrounded and supported by interlobular connective tissues. Seminiferous tubules do not end bluntly but form single, double, or triple arches. Limbs of an arch are not in the same lobule. The erector testis is a network of thin-walled channels that is present in the mediastinum. All the seminiferous tubules open into the erector testis. From erector testis, 8 to 15 tubules called vas efferens arise. Vas efferens join together and form the head of the epididymis, and then converge to form the duct of the epididymis. The duct of the epididymis is an enormous convoluted tubule that has a length of about 4 meters. It begins at head, where it receives vas efferens. At the caudal pole of testis, epididymis turns sharply upon itself and continues as vas deferens, without any definite demarcation. The interstitial cells of Leydig are the hormone-secreting cells of testis lying in between the seminiferous tubules.